Have you ever wondered what really happens to your prostate when you masturbate after the age of 70? It's a topic many men shy away from, yet the changes happening inside your body are real, ongoing, and more significant than you might think. And here's the surprising part. How you choose to engage with your body at this stage of life can influence your health, your comfort, and even your confidence in ways you never expected. In this video, we'll uncover 6 surprising changes that take place in your prostate when you masturbate in your 70s and beyond. Some of these changes are beneficial, others serve as cautionary reminders, but all of them will give you a clearer understanding of your body, helping you feel more in control and make smarter choices for your long-term health. Stay with me until the end, because what you discover here may not only boost your confidence in your prostate health, but also reshape the way you think about aging itself. Number 1. Reduced fluid buildup in the prostate. As men grow older, the prostate gland naturally tends to enlarge, sometimes slowly, other times more noticeably. What many don't realize is that regular ejaculation, whether through sex or masturbation, can help reduce the stagnation of prostate fluid. This becomes especially important after 70, when the gland is more prone to swelling, tenderness, or benign enlargement. This isn't about preventing every possible prostate issue, but rather encouraging healthy circulation in and around the gland. When prostate fluid sits for too long without release, it can contribute to a feeling of heaviness or pressure in the pelvic area, sensations that some men might even mistake for other conditions. By contrast, occasional release works much like flushing a pipe that's been holding still water for too long, helping to keep things moving and refreshed. There's a certain quiet comfort that comes from knowing your body is still responsive, still capable of functioning in ways that support your overall health and well-being. The way it should, and for many older men, staying sexually active, whether with a partner or on their own, serves as both a physical and emotional reassurance. It's not just about confirming that everything still works. It's about feeling that the body is still yours, still capable, still alive in ways that matter deeply. I remember speaking with a man named Leonard, 74, who once joked, "If my joints are going to ache, I at least want my plumbing to stay smooth." He wasn't being crude, he was being honest. For Leonard, keeping a regular routine wasn't simply about pleasure. It helped him feel balanced, experience less discomfort, make fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, and maintain a quiet sense that his body had not given up on him. That confidence carried into other areas of his life as well. Of course, it's important to note that while this habit is both normal and healthy for many, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. If you're experiencing ongoing pelvic pressure, difficulty urinating, or discomfort after climax, it's always wise to speak with a healthcare provider. But for a large number of men in their 70s and 80s, regular release can help keep the prostate healthier, less congested, and may even reduce the likelihood of needing medications or procedures later in life. Number 2. Strengthening pelvic floor muscles and improving urinary control. One of the lesser-known benefits of maintaining regular sexual activity after 70, including masturbation, is how it helps keep the pelvic floor muscles active. This group of muscles, often ignored until something goes wrong, plays a critical role in bladder control, prostate health, and sexual satisfaction. And like any other muscle, when it's used with intention and regularity, it tends to remain stronger for longer. As men age, the pelvic floor can weaken, leading to issues like dribbling after urination, a sudden sense of urgency, or even occasional leakage. These may be common complaints among older men, but they're not always inevitable. Engaging these muscles during climax acts as a natural form of exercise, keeping the region active and responsive. It's a subtle workout with powerful results, supporting not only control, but also the confidence that comes with it. There's also a feedback loop at work here. When you feel more in control of your urination, you tend to move more freely in public, sleep more comfortably at night, and worry less about embarrassing situations. That peace of mind, in turn, makes you more likely to stay active, and the cycle of strength and confidence continues. better at night, and living with far less quiet embarrassment. It's not just about physical function. It's about reclaiming a sense of freedom in your own body. I once spoke with Charles, 79, who at first was hesitant to discuss these topics. For years, he had dealt with minor leaks that made him avoid long car rides, skip public outings, and even turn down family events. Then, he began incorporating simple pelvic floor exercises alongside regular, healthy sexual activity. Within a few months, he told me, "I'm not just managing symptoms anymore. I feel like I'm steering the ship again." That shift, from reacting to problems to feeling in control, was life-changing for him. What many men don't realize is that the muscles involved in climax are the same ones used for urination and bowel movements. When those muscles remain active through healthy function, they stay more responsive when you need them most. That can mean fewer interruptions to your day, a new level of bathroom confidence, and even unexpected benefits like improved posture and better back support. For men over 70, every system in the body is more connected than it might have seemed years ago. Regular, safe sexual activity can act as a natural way to keep those connections strong, especially by helping maintain muscle tone in a part of the body that's all too easy to overlook, until it stops working well. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, comment number 2 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support allows us to keep creating content that informs, inspires, and empowers you. Number 3. Increased blood flow supports prostate tissue health. As the body ages, circulation naturally becomes less efficient. You might notice it in your hands or feet, but the same changes are happening inside, including in the prostate. One of the valuable effects of regular sexual activity, especially after 70, is that it encourages fresh, oxygen-rich blood to flow into the pelvic region. It may sound like a simple process, but the results are far from small. When blood moves freely through this area, it delivers oxygen and essential nutrients directly to the tissues that need them most: the muscles, the nerves, and the prostate itself. This targeted circulation doesn't just support comfort. It helps prevent the tissues from becoming stagnant, stiff, or undernourished. Over time, that can make a meaningful difference in both function and overall well-being. Overly sensitive. In many ways, it's like watering a plant. Too little, and things begin to wither and lose their vitality. Just the right amount, and the system stays flexible, nourished, and better able to handle stress. Men who remain sexually active into their 70s and 80s often share that they feel fewer sensations of tightness or pressure in the lower abdomen. They also tend to experience less of that dull, nagging ache that sometimes follows long hours of sitting. While the exact medical explanation isn't always clear, one strong theory is that consistent blood flow helps keep the nerves and tissues in that area more resilient, more capable of bouncing back after strain or inactivity. I once spoke with Harold, 75, a man who led a mostly sedentary lifestyle, but made sure to set aside time each week for intimacy, either with his wife or through self-care. He told me, "It's not just a release. It's like it wakes everything up down there. I walk differently. I feel different." His words reflect a truth that's easy to overlook. The act of arousal and climax isn't just about the moment itself. It generates movement, stimulation, and circulation in an area that might otherwise remain still for most of the day. This isn't about pushing your body too hard or forcing activity. It's about gently encouraging a system that thrives with regular, healthy engagement. Just as you might stretch your legs to prevent cramps or take a walk to keep your heart strong, occasional stimulation of the prostate area, when done safely and respectfully, can serve as a kind of tune-up. It's one more way to nurture your health from the inside out, especially during a stage of life when even small advantages can make a noticeable difference. Number 4. Potential reduction in long-term prostate cancer risk. One of the more unexpected and encouraging findings from recent prostate health research is the possible connection between regular ejaculation and a lower risk of prostate cancer. Several large, long-term studies, including one that tracked thousands of men over decades, found that those who ejaculated more frequently, even into their later years, appeared to have a slightly reduced risk compared to men who did not. Of course, this is not a promise, nor is it a cure, but it may be an important piece of a bigger picture. The theory is that ejaculation helps to flush out potentially harmful substances from the prostate, reducing the amount of time these compounds remain in contact with the gland's tissues. Over the years, that could add up to a meaningful benefit. One more reason why paying attention to your body's natural rhythms might support long-term health. Prostate ducts, reducing congestion and clearing out cellular buildup that over time could contribute to inflammation or abnormal cell growth. In other words, it helps keep the system clean, responsive, and less vulnerable to lingering stagnation. Of course, this doesn't mean that frequency alone determines your cancer risk. Genetics, diet, lifestyle, environment, and your overall health all play a role. But when researchers analyze patterns across large groups of men, they've repeatedly found that those who maintain regular, consistent sexual activity tend to have slightly better long-term prostate outcomes, including lower rates of cancer diagnoses. I remember speaking with Vince, 82, who once told me, "I used to think sex was just for pleasure. Now I see it's part of the plumbing too." He wasn't being crude. He was sharing how his perspective had changed. For him, sexual activity had evolved into something more than intimacy. It became a quiet form of maintenance, much like brushing his teeth or taking a daily walk. It's worth emphasizing that this is not about pressure, performance, or meeting a quota. You don't need to follow a strict schedule. What matters is staying connected to your body and engaging in healthy function in a way that feels right for you. Even modest, consistent engagement can be one small but proactive choice in the bigger picture of your health. Of course, nothing replaces regular medical care. PSA screenings, annual checkups, and open, honest conversations with your healthcare provider remain essential. No amount of activity can substitute for awareness and preventive care. But if regular release may help support prostate health in multiple ways, then perhaps it's time to see it as more than a private moment. It's also a potential investment in your long-term well-being. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend hitting that subscribe button and turning on the bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support helps us continue creating informative and inspiring content for you. Now, let's move on to number 5, temporary irritation or swelling if overdone. While there are clear benefits to staying sexually active after 70, it's equally important to recognize the limits, especially regarding frequency technique. Physical sensitivity becomes a bigger factor as the prostate and surrounding tissues age. They're simply not as forgiving as they once were. Overstimulating the area too frequently, too roughly, or without giving yourself enough time to recover can sometimes lead to mild swelling, irritation, or a lingering sense of discomfort. This doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your body. It simply means your tissues now need a little more care, patience, and respect. If you notice a dull ache in the perineum, that sensitive area between the scrotum and anus, or a lingering feeling of pressure or tightness afterward, it could be your body's way of saying the area has been overworked. This is especially common in men who suddenly increase their sexual activity after a long period of inactivity. There's also a condition known as prostatitis, which refers to inflammation of the prostate. While it isn't always caused by sexual activity, it can sometimes be triggered by mechanical irritation. In most cases, it's temporary and manageable, but it's a clear reminder that even the healthiest routines should be balanced. Just like muscles after a workout, rest is part of the process. I once spoke with Walter, 76, who had recently started dating again after years of being alone. He was thrilled to feel desire and connection again, but after a few weeks of frequent activity, he noticed persistent soreness and pressure. His doctor explained that it was likely temporary inflammation and suggested taking a short break, along with drinking more water. Within just a few days, the discomfort eased. Walter later told me, "Turns out, even good things need moderation." His words capture the essence of healthy intimacy in later years. It's not about limiting pleasure, but about extending it. Listening to your body, giving it space to recover, and adjusting your rhythm when needed can help you enjoy your sexuality without unnecessary setbacks. If irritation becomes frequent or starts interfering with urination, it's important to check in with a healthcare provider to rule out infection or other underlying conditions. In the end, the goal isn't simply to remain active, it's to maintain sustainable wellness. That means enjoying your body, feeling connected to it, and staying comfortable day after day. A thoughtful, gentle approach respects the changes age brings, while still celebrating all the possibilities that remain. Alive and working within you. Number 6. Hormonal shifts and changes in prostate sensitivity. One of the subtle yet profound changes many men notice after 70 is that climax begins to feel different, not just in the emotional sense, but physically as well. This is not a sign of failure or loss. It's simply the body adapting, a natural evolution in how it responds to stimulation. And much of this change is influenced by hormones, particularly testosterone. As the years pass, testosterone levels tend to decline more noticeably, and that shift can affect everything from sexual desire to physical sensitivity, even altering the way the prostate itself responds. Some men discover that ejaculation takes longer to achieve or that it feels less intense than it once did. Others may experience more tenderness in the area or notice that recovery time, the span between feeling ready again, has lengthened. These changes aren't warnings that something is wrong. They're simply signs that your body is settling into a new rhythm. And learning to understand and work with that rhythm can make a world of difference in how you care for yourself and your sexual well-being. Interestingly, many men report that as physical intensity changes, emotional satisfaction often deepens. With age comes a greater awareness of the moment, of connection, meaning, and presence, rather than just the raw physical sensation. This shift can make sexual activity feel more intimate and fulfilling, even when it's shared only with yourself. I once heard from a man named Bruce, who at 80 told me, "It's different now, but in a good way. I'm not chasing a firecracker, I'm sitting with a slow-burning flame." His words stayed with me. He wasn't lamenting what had changed, he was embracing what remained, recognizing that his body still offered something worth treasuring. From a medical standpoint, hormonal changes can also make the prostate slightly more or less sensitive to touch. For some men, this means they may need to explore different techniques or types of stimulation to find satisfaction. For others, it might mean going more gently or allowing more time to become fully aroused. In either case, patience becomes not just a virtue, but a pathway to deeper pleasure. And here's another important point. If you're noticing significant shifts in libido, energy levels, or mood, it's worth checking in with your doctor. A simple hormone panel can help you understand exactly what's happening and whether anything could benefit from support. Sometimes, even a small adjustment can bring meaningful improvements, allowing you to navigate this new stage with more confidence and comfort. Nitu, make a big difference. In most cases, the change in sensitivity is not a problem at all. It's more of a recalibration. It's an invitation to slow down, pay attention, and work with your body instead of pushing against it. Because even after 70, pleasure is far from out of reach. It simply communicates in a softer, more refined language, one that responds best to patience, care, and genuine respect. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Your support truly helps us keep creating quality content that informs, inspires, and encourages you to take charge of your health. Now, let's move into some final thoughts. We've just walked through 6 important changes, each one offering a different perspective on how your body and your prostate can evolve with time. Take a moment to reflect. Which one surprised you the most? Which one made you feel more connected to your body rather than distanced from it? Aging undoubtedly brings changes, but it doesn't bring an ending. Your body may move at a different pace, respond a little more slowly, or require more care than before, but that doesn't mean it's failing you. In many ways, it means it's growing wiser. Understanding what your prostate is going through, recognizing what it needs, how it functions, and how it reacts to healthy stimulation can offer you something many older men don't even realize they've been missing: clarity, reassurance, and a quiet, steady confidence. Sexual activity after 70, whether shared with a partner or enjoyed on your own, isn't about proving anything. It's about staying present in your body. It's about maintaining healthy circulation, enjoying comfort, having control, and most importantly, preserving your connection to your health, to your sense of self, and to that part of you that still wants to feel not only alive, but deeply fulfilled. If there's one message I hope you take away from this video, it's this: you are still allowed to care for yourself in this way. You are still allowed to experience pleasure, to honor your body, and to take pride in truly understanding how it works. There is absolutely nothing shameful about that. In fact, it's one of the most natural and deeply human things you can do for yourself. So whether this is the first time you've learned about these changes, or it simply confirms what you've quietly suspected for years, remember this: you are not alone. More importantly, you are not finished. There is still so much of you that remains strong, curious, capable, and deserving of good care. Thank you for spending your time with us today. I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one thing you learned from this video and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Your thoughts and experiences matter to us, and reading your comments gives us tremendous motivation and encouragement to keep going. If you found this video helpful and insightful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who may benefit. Your support allows us to continue creating valuable content that informs, inspires, and helps you live your healthiest life. Wishing you good health, lasting happiness, and peace in every day ahead. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so we can continue this journey together.